If you have a disability and you'd like to fly, perhaps to visit friends, go on holiday, or for business reasons, then we want to help you feel confident about what's involved, so you can be comfortable at every stage of your journey. This film is specifically for powered wheelchair users. As well as helping you prepare for your flight, we will show you what to expect on the day. We're about to join John and his dad David on a flight from London Heathrow to Manchester. Along the way, we will recap key information for you at each stage of the journey. John loves flying and feels passionately that anyone who has a disability should be able to fly wherever they want to go in the world. Preparation is vital, so let's start by looking at 7 key things you need to think about before booking your flight. Ask yourself, am I definitely fit to fly? If you're not sure, speak to your doctor so you can answer any questions the airline might ask about your state of health at the time of flying. Research your destination and get advice from specialist travel agents on the availability of accessible transport, accommodation, and suitability for wheelchair users. Discuss with your airline what equipment you plan to take with you at the time of booking. All European airlines will allow 2 pieces of mobility equipment free of charge. Make sure you have all the details to hand of the make, model, weight, and dimensions of your wheelchair. If it's powered, it's important you know how to deactivate your wheelchair. Keep all this information with you, as you will need to provide it at several points on your journey. A good tip is to attach laminated information that summarises key features of your wheelchair. You may want to write this in the language of both your departure and arrival airport, so ground agents can understand how to move it safely. Ask your doctor for a letter if you need to take more than 100 millilitres of liquid medication in the cabin. There's no limit to the amount of medication you can take with you. Keep all your medications in your hand luggage and carry more than you think you'll need in case your flight is delayed. Check you are allowed to take specific medicines with you to your final destination. You will need to speak to a specialist insurance company to get cover for you, your equipment, and the people who will be travelling with you. Our website has more details. Find out the location of the facilities and changing places at the airports you are using. It's a good idea to look at airport maps or download their app in advance. In the aircraft, access to toilets may be limited. Ask at the time of booking whether an aisle chair will be available. To use this, you will need to be able to transfer on your own or with support from your travelling partner. Seek advice from your continence advisor, especially if you are planning a long-haul flight. You are now ready to book your flight. Booking your flight and special assistance. Whether booking your flight over the phone, online, or with a travel agent, make sure you request the assistance you need at the same time you book your flight. This must be done at least 48 hours before your flight. Ensure the airline is fully aware of your needs. Now all the preparations are done, you're ready to fly. At the airport. On the day of your flight, allow plenty of time to get through the airport. John and his dad are using a meet and greet valet parking service. If you are parking at the airport, check in advance whether you can leave a copy of your blue badge in the car and take the original with you to use at your destination. All European airports offer assistance from any arrival and transport hub within their airport boundary. Here, John's dad is using one of the airport help points, which can look different depending on which airport you are flying from. You'll need to allow time for assistance to come to you.
Level 4, 5.25. Hello there.
Hi.
Good morning, John. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
I'm Nick.
Hi.
Work for OmniServe. How can I help you today? What assistance would you require?
Just to carry our bags. And
Yeah, not a problem. Let
Yeah.
me just get a trolley for you guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Make your way to the airline check-in desk.
Where are you off to today?
Manchester.
You've got your ID there, please.
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
Lovely, thank you.
At this point, you'll hand over your larger items of luggage and equipment for the airline to store in the aircraft hold. You'll then be issued with your boarding pass. The check-in agent will ask lots of questions about your powered wheelchair, including how to deactivate the battery to make it safe to put in the aircraft hold. Remember, it's important you know how to deactivate your wheelchair.
Do you know the type of battery it is?
It's dry cell. Yeah.
And are you taking the chair to the gate?
Yes.
The check-in agent will then direct you to the special assistance desk.
Okay, John, so now that we've dropped the bags off, we're just going to go to our special assistance area.
Okay.
Alright?
Yeah.
Hello,
Hi.
how are you?
How are you doing today?
Good, thanks.
Good.
Just a
Yeah.
quick question, John. What assistance do you require from here? Would you like to get somebody to assist you through security, or would you prefer somebody to meet you at the gate?
I prefer somebody to meet me at the gate.
Okay,
Yeah.
and do you require the onboard chair to get you to your seat?
Yes, I
Yeah,
require
okay,
the chair,
no
yeah.
problem. We can arrange that for you at the
Okay,
gate.
thank you.
So security is just right over there.
Yeah,
Once you have all the liquids and creams in a plastic bag,
Yeah.
the security you need to put it separately in the tray,
okay.
and then just make your way to the gate. You need to be there at least an hour before the flight because we're going to pre-board you.
If requested, members of the Special Assistance Team can accompany you at every stage from check-in to boarding. Before heading to security, make sure you put all medicines and liquids you want to take on board in the plastic bags provided. Speak to the airport team if the bags are not the right size for your medication. Keep your doctor's letter to hand for any liquid medications over 100 millilitres, along with your passport and boarding pass. Security checks are carried out in a dignified way, whilst also ensuring the highest level of security. You, your wheelchair, and any medical aids will be subject to security screening. This may involve taking swab samples from your wheelchair and clothing, visual examinations, and a physical search. You may be asked to adjust yourself on the chair, or if you are able to, briefly stand up to facilitate the screening process. Please inform security if you require any adjustments to be made. You may be able to access a separate Special Assistance security lane and request a private search. Once through security, you will have time to get a bite to eat or go shopping. It's a good idea to find the accessible toilets before heading to the gate. Top tips: arrival at the airport. Allow plenty of time to get through the airport and for assistance to come to you when you request it. View the map of both airports to locate special assistance and facilities. Make sure you know how to deactivate and reactivate your wheelchair. Useful information can be found at bhta.com/air-transport-advice. At check-in, request your wheelchair is returned to the aircraft door on landing. For useful links, visit qef.org.uk/accessible-aviation. Make your way to the boarding gate as soon as it's announced on the departure board. All passengers with reduced mobility should be boarded first, although this may not always be possible. Getting to the gate as early as you can will help.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Afternoon.
Okay, can I just get you just to wait just like that? Have you got your
Yeah.
boarding pass?
I think that's the right ones, thank you.
And are you John?
Yes, I'm John, yeah.
Okay, just smile into my camera.
Give yourself plenty of time, as the gate may be a long distance from the departure lounge. At the gate, after checking your passport and boarding pass, the airline staff will double-check the details of your wheelchair to ensure it can be safely stored on board the aircraft. Remind the airline that you want your wheelchair to be returned to the aircraft door on landing. They may attach a label to your chair to flag this. The Special Assistance Team will meet you at the boarding gate and will accompany you to the aircraft door. Make sure all easily removed items like the seat cushion and joystick control are removed and taken with you in a bag into the cabin. John's dad has deactivated his wheelchair so the ground crew can freewheel the chair to the aircraft hold. At the aircraft door, special assistants will need to help you out of your wheelchair and then move you onto a transfer chair. It's likely that you'll be given a seat by the window so that people sitting next to you don't need to move past you during the flight. The special assistance team will always try and move you with dignity when transferring you to your seat. There are different ways of doing this. John is using a sling provided by the airport, but it's a good idea to have your own sling if you fly regularly. Your seat will need to be in an upright position for takeoff and landing. You can request your own safety demonstration before takeoff, especially if you have any concerns about the flight.
Is everything okay with the safety briefing?
Yeah, everything's
If you need
fine,
anything
mate.
else throughout the flight, just let me know, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Top tips: boarding and seating transfer. Head to the boarding gate as soon as it's announced. Keep information about your wheelchair make, model and size with you. Ensure you know how to deactivate and reactivate your wheelchair and attach information that summarises key features. Remove detachable items from your wheelchair and bring with you in the cabin. You may want to have your own sling if you travel regularly. For useful links, visit qef.org.uk/accessibleaviation. In-flight and landing. John and his dad are now enjoying their flight. Be aware that aircraft seats will have a different level of support compared to your own wheelchair seat. We recommend you discuss a seating solution that will be most comfortable for you with an occupational therapist at a QEF Try Before You Fly centre. If there is an aisle chair on the aircraft, you may be able to use this to access the onboard toilets. However, you will need to be able to transfer on your own or with assistance from your travelling partner. Cabin crew can help you reach the toilet, but they cannot help you to enter or use the facilities. Remember, there may not be grab rails available. Before the aircraft starts its descent, remind the cabin crew you will require your wheelchair to be available at the aircraft door after landing. Top tips: in-flight and landing. Check whether your aircraft will have an aisle chair on board to help you get to the toilet door. Cabin crew can't help you to use the facilities. Speak to your continence advisor for alternative strategies to help with toileting. There is no limit to the amount of medication you can take in the cabin. Information on cabin seating support options can be found at qef.org.uk/trybeforeyouFly. Disembarking and arrivals. After landing, you will be the last to exit the aircraft. The special assistance team at your destination airport will board the aircraft and move you out of your seat into the transfer chair again. John used a sling again, but different airports have different equipment. Here is a hoist that's being used on another flight. You will then be taken to your wheelchair, which should be ready for you outside the aircraft door. Here you will be transferred back into your wheelchair. Airports use different ways for wheelchair users to board and disembark the aircraft. At Manchester, John is disembarking the aircraft using an ambulift. Other methods include an aviramp, which provides a portable slope. The special assistance team will be happy to accompany you to the baggage reclaim hall and lift your luggage off the conveyor belt if needed. As every airport is different, the Special Assistance team will let you know what facilities are available to you before you reach the arrivals hall and continue on your journey. Top tips: disembarking and arrivals. Speak to your airline about the methods that are available to disembark the aircraft. Familiarise yourself with how to reactivate your wheelchair after landing. Special Assistance will help you retrieve your luggage from the carousel if needed and support your onward journey through the airport. Allow extra time if you are transferring to another flight. For useful links, visit qef.org.uk/accessibleaviation.